The woman wanted to go out to buy vegetables, but as soon as she opened the door, she saw to her horror that a massive black wall was standing right outside. The husband and wife were instantly stunned. They couldn't understand at all what had happened the previous night. Where had this black wall come from? At first, both thought it was someone's prank, but when they prepared to go out through the window, they saw in terror that all the exits were blocked by the mysterious black wall. Not only that, but this brick wall was made of a special material. No matter how hard Nick tried, the black wall didn't even budge. Seeing this scene, the wise Lisa immediately thought of calling the police. But the strange thing was that at that moment, there was no signal on either of their phones. While they were searching for a signal all over the house, Nick noticed something strange. He saw that as soon as electronic devices came near the black wall, they were affected. Clearly, this black wall was the real reason for the lost phone signal. In a hurry to get out, Lisa quickly took an electric drill from the drawer and, without a word, started drilling into the black wall. But to their astonishment, no matter how hard they tried, the black wall wasn't damaged at all. The incredulous couple took turns with the drill, but even though sparks flew from the drill bit, the black wall remained completely intact. Forced, they drilled into their own wall next to it, but the result disappointed them. The outer part of their wall was completely surrounded by the mysterious black wall. Both were stunned seeing this. How was such a massive task completed in just one night? But at that moment, a sound came from the neighbor's house, giving them a ray of hope. Hearing the sound meant that the wall wasn't sealed shut by the black bricks. As hoped, they quickly broke through their wall under the electric drill and met the neighbor couple. After a brief conversation, they found out that they too were trapped in their house by the black wall. No one could understand where this black wall came from and what its real purpose was. To make matters worse, the water supply to the house had also been cut off over time, and losing the water supply meant they would soon die of thirst. Seeing this situation, Nick became furious and picked up a phone and threw it at the black wall. But this action led to a new discovery. The broken phone pieces stuck to the black wall. Were these black bricks made of a magnet? To confirm his thought, he immediately took out a large number of iron objects and spread them evenly across the entire black wall. After a little effort, he found that the black wall indeed held a secret. The magnetic power of the black wall was varied. Perhaps the secret of the black wall was hidden in these 4 strongest magnetic points. But just as they were thinking, the iron objects on the wall suddenly started moving. Fortunately, Nick reacted quickly and saved his wife from injury in time. But unfortunately, he was injured on his back by a piece of rolling iron. Compelled, he first asked his wife to bandage his wound. After resting a bit, both started expanding the hole leading to the neighbor's house. Thinking that more people together would apply more force, they decided to go there and plan an escape with them. But at this time, the neighbor couple was also helpless in front of the mysterious black wall. Realizing they couldn't wait any longer, Nick started searching for usable tools everywhere. Finally, he found a large iron hammer in the neighbor's house. He started hitting the black wall, but his hands went numb, and the black wall still didn't move. Clearly, this black wall was stronger than they could even imagine. Using force was now useless. At this point, Lisa, who was an architect, suddenly remembered something. Actually, she had previously found out that this apartment was built in 1997, and during World War II, a bunker connected to the metro system had been built beneath it. Therefore, Lisa was confident that if they kept digging downward, they would definitely reach the bunker and escape from there. Considering this plan effective, they were now deprived of water and food. If they didn't get out in time, everyone would die trapped here. Soon, a large hole was made in the floor. After ensuring for half a day that there was no one below, Nick went down using a sheet as a rope. But as he was assessing the surroundings, a seriously ill old man came out holding a gun. The old man thought Nick wanted to steal his supplies, so he immediately threatened him to go back. Because in the current situation, which seemed like the end of the world, only supplies were the most important. Although Nick kept trying to explain everything, the old man wasn't willing to listen. Fortunately, at that moment, the old man's granddaughter came out and persuaded him in time to lower the gun. After some conversation, the old man agreed to join the group's escape plan. After getting the old man's permission, the group started breaking the floor without a word. However, Nick suddenly noticed that the smoke detector they had just broken seemed somewhat abnormal. When he opened it, he found a camera hidden inside. Suspicious, he asked the old man, "Did you install this camera?" Although the old man was also unaware, he only knew that the landlord had installed all this. To verify his assumption, Nick immediately opened the kitchen smoke detector as well. As expected, there was a camera inside too. Seeing this, everyone realized that perhaps this was entirely a monkey show, a sham. The landlord had deliberately built a black wall to trap these people here, and the landlord and the rich people behind the scenes were definitely watching their misery in front of the monitors. When they found out that the landlord lived right next door, everyone immediately broke through the kitchen wall, intending to demand answers from the landlord. However, when they reached the landlord's house, they were horrified to see that the landlord was already lying in a pool of blood. And the strange thing was that both his hands were missing. This bizarre death instantly terrified everyone. It seemed the truth behind this was something extraordinary. To escape from this controversial place as soon as possible, some people started rapidly breaking the floor of the old man's house. But the neighbor man hit with so much force at once that the entire floor broke and collapsed, and some unfortunate people immediately fell down. Fortunately, the floor wasn't very high. Some people only suffered minor injuries. When everyone had descended, a man named Anton came forward. He said he was a friend of the landlord of this floor. He had come to meet his friend yesterday but got trapped here unknowingly. But at this time, no one was in the mood to listen to him at all. It was an immediate emergency. They just wanted to get out of here. Hearing this, Anton laughed and said nonchalantly that a mysterious virus was spreading. To ensure the residents' safety, the authorities had used the mysterious black wall to lock everyone in their homes, and he said his friend had died from being infected by the virus. Although Anton spoke with great confidence, everyone still only half believed him. After all, seeing with one's own eyes is the only way to distinguish truth and lies. For this, they broke the floor again and reached the basement as they wished, successfully finding the sealed steel door. But when they opened the door and looked, they were stunned by the scene in front of them. The door was still blocked by the thick black wall. Seeing this, everyone was instantly disappointed. The neighbor man, to vent his anger, snatched the old man's pistol and fired several bullets at the strange black wall. But then a strange scene unfolded. The bullets mysteriously started floating in mid-air. Some younger people quickly reacted and dodged. But the old man wasn't so lucky. A bullet that ricocheted back pierced his chest. Ultimately, he died due to excessive bleeding. After this incident, everyone understood the horror of these black walls and gave up the thought of escaping. Fortunately, their surrender couldn't influence Nick. He firmly believed that the landlord's death was related to the mysterious black wall. And to uncover the truth behind the black wall, a few people decided to return to the landlord's house to see if they could find any useful clues. They didn't find anything useful in the room, but the observant Nick noticed that the landlord's living room was much smaller than his own living room upstairs. Upon investigation, he found that there was an empty space behind one wall. This meant there was a hidden room. While he was looking for a way to open it, the neighbor man took a remote control from a drawer. He just pressed it randomly, and a sound came from the hidden room. Clearly, this was the controller for opening the hidden room. But what was the password? At this moment, Nick suddenly remembered something. He lightly blew flour onto the remote control, and the next moment, 4 fingerprints appeared. With 4 digits, there were only 24 possible combinations. After continuous attempts, they finally opened the hidden room's door, which contained some computers with surveillance feeds from everyone on them. The landlord could clearly see the situation inside every resident's home through the hidden cameras. Clearly, the landlord was a pervert who enjoyed peeping. But there was no time to focus on these things now. The immediate urgency was to understand the secrets of the black wall. And when they watched the previous surveillance videos, everyone found that the brick wall had suddenly appeared at 4 a.m. without anyone noticing. As the surveillance footage progressed, Nick saw that the programmer living on the first floor, who was Anton's friend, had successfully managed to open the mysterious black wall. Although the surveillance didn't show the black wall opening, after continuous flashes, the view of the corridor's light on the door's wall could be clearly seen. But before they could rejoice, a horrifying scene appeared on the surveillance. Anton suddenly pulled his friend from outside and ultimately strangled him to death. Nick realized the situation was serious and quickly went back, but it was too late. The old man's granddaughter had already been killed, and the neighbor man had also been taken hostage by Anton. Nick saw this and immediately started fighting Anton, but due to his weakness, he quickly lost. When Anton was preparing to kill him, the neighbor man helped in time, allowing them to subdue Anton. After this, upon continuous interrogation, Anton told the whole story. Actually, he and his programmer friend, whom he had killed, worked for a technology nano company. Those mysterious black walls were products of their company. And as a former employee of the company, he knew well that the company only activated such black walls during times of virus or major disasters to ensure residents' safety. Therefore, he believed a virus had spread outside, but his friend believed there was a glitch in the system. Both stuck to their views, and when the friend wanted to break the black wall and get out at any cost, he mercilessly killed his friend to prevent himself from being trapped. Hearing this, everyone was filled with anger because the only person who could have gotten them out had been killed. While some people didn't know what to do, the woman neighbor from upstairs noticed something. Actually, Anton's friend had written a program night and day, just before the black wall burst open. Realizing that very program was the key to breaking the black wall, Nick immediately transferred the program from the friend's computer to his mobile phone. After that, he pointed the phone towards the black wall, and soon, light point buttons appeared all around on the phone. But Nick didn't know the sequence of the buttons either, so he could only click them one by one. With his random attempts, the black wall immediately started reacting and slowly changed from solid to countless particles. The woman neighbor thought this was the passage to the outside world and curiously put her hand inside. Who knew that the very next moment, her hand got badly stuck inside, and the black walls started pulling her in forcefully. Soon, half of her body was sucked in. At the same time, the black wall became solid again. Ultimately, it was impossible to save the woman neighbor. Seeing this scene, Anton sneered and laughed. The woman neighbor's husband, grief-stricken, continuously shot and killed Anton. After the incident, unable to bear the separation from his wife, he finally shot himself and committed suicide. After all this turmoil, only Nick and Lisa remained, and the death of the woman neighbor made them realize that the light points on the phone weren't that simple. It was definitely like a phone password. The black wall could only be unlocked by entering the correct sequence, and the remaining two people had to be very careful. When Nick tried to press the light points, the flashing light on the phone reminded Lisa of something. Because the 4 buttons triggered the flash a certain number of times. This meant they could determine the sequence of the 4 buttons through the number of flashes. And the camera had coincidentally recorded the flash screen from when Anton's friend was opening the black wall. After this, both successfully figured out the password through the number of flashes. Fortunately, hard work pays off. This time, the two finally opened the path. They worked very hard and ultimately reached their dreamed-of outside world. But the scene in front of them was stunning. They saw that all the buildings were completely covered by the mysterious bricks. Confused, the two first got into a car. But just then, the car's radio suddenly turned on. It said that this time the black wall crisis was caused by a major fire at Anton's nanotechnology company. Due to a part of the system being damaged, the black wall mechanism activated automatically, leading to this tragedy. And the other people roaming outside had gathered at a safe place. Hearing this, Nick and Lisa also slowly started driving the car towards the safe place, and the film ended right there.